you're the foundation. You're not on top. You're not the king of it all. You're holding them up. What's good, people? It's Jagilsdorf. Today I wanted to talk about, making music for other people. And this is specifically for my producer friends, my instrumentalist friends who have to deal with artists. Now, I love working with people. People are great, but ego becomes a huge problem in the industry. Oh, I had a monitor on. I was like, why do I hear my own voice? It's really difficult for people who don't do multiple tasks. When you only do like 1 or 2 tasks in a project, it's difficult to understand the effort that goes into someone else's work. If you're an artist and you don't write the beat, you just sing, and you don't do the music video, you hire a photographer for it, it's hard for you to really appreciate the value of that photographer and of that beat maker. So when they come to you saying, hey, you owe us money because I just spent all this time and energy, making that, music video for you, or I just spent all that time and energy making that beat for you that you're gonna make money off of, that you're gonna market as your own, share the love, man, share the kindness. And this is usually the problem, and I hate to say it, but it's usually vocalists that struggle with that the most. They write lyrics, they write a song, and then they're just like, yeah, I wrote the song. It's just like, you didn't write the song. You wrote the lyrics. You wrote the hook. You sing over it. You just wrote the words. You're just the artist on it. The song is the music. The producer wrote the song. The composer, the beat maker wrote the song. You are just the artist on it. Yeah, you have a huge role. Image is your biggest tactic behind that. Your job is after the fact. You wrote the lyrics and you performed on the song. But now it's after the fact. You need to sell that image. You need to brand yourself in order to get attention. It's your job to have a really awesome Instagram and really awesome profiles and all this other social media, and you're doing all this marketing to brand yourself. That's your major portion of being an artist. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, then find a different career. That's just how the industry is run. If you want to be successful as an artist, you're going to have to brand yourself as a business and as a person, and you're really going to have to look into marketing behind that, which is a whole nother conversation. But I see this countless of times where you have a singer or a rapper who doesn't write the music themselves, and then they don't have appreciation for it. They're like, no, I wrote the song. I'm like, oh, you make beats? And they're like, no, I don't make beats. I'm like, then you didn't write the song. And I hate to say it like that because it sounds so harsh and it sounds so offensive, but honestly, for the producers and beat makers out there, you feel my pain when you spent all this time making a song and you put all this effort in and you spent years perfecting your craft, and some rapper or singer comes along and acts like they wrote the song when they didn't. You wrote the lyrics, the beat maker wrote the song. I hate to say it, but it's true. And this is true for both sides too. I always hate when producers put their tag on every single song in a whole album. Put it on the hit and then let it be. Or let the rapper or singer shout you out in one of their verses or at the end of the song or something. Put the tag at the end of the song. You don't have to put it at the beginning of every single song. It starts to get annoying when you're listening to an album. At the beginning of every single song, this obnoxious, loud tag comes through. If your beats are good enough, people will know who you are, especially if your artist or singer or vocalist or what have you that's on the song is respectful to your craft, and they realize hey, a perfect example is Drake and Boy Wonder. Drake is always shouting out his producer. I didn't have to Google that to know that Boy Wonder makes Drake beats. I didn't have to Google that. I just knew that. And it's that mindset. Even Weezy just kind of slips that into some of the songs. It's subtle. And it's not overpowering. People know
we got London on the train. If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna
oh my god, Ronnie.
That's one of my favorite newer producers. Ronnie is just really good. But these tags become overbearing. Particularly a really good example is
DJ Khaled, DJ Khaled, DJ Khaled, DJ Khaled.
It just seems so obnoxious. It kind of takes me out of the beat a lot. Granted, the man's making so much money off of it, but he had to build that career to really get to that point. But anyway, you need to shout out the producer. You can't just be an artist on a song or you know, do all this stuff and not give credit to the people who got you where you are. Because you're doing all the brand, and at the end of the day, the people who look at you, they see an artist and they think you did all of it. And if you don't start telling them that you're not doing all of it, eventually they're gonna find out, and then they're just gonna think you're a poser. You'll be like, wow, this person's taking credit for all this person's work. I don't know, I just think that's like a long time coming. A lot of people really just need to hear that. It's not hate. Don't take this the wrong way. This isn't hate. This isn't me, you know, bashing singers and artists and you know, rappers and what have you. This is me just saying that they're not showing the love as much as they could be. That is what this is for. So if you have someone that you need to send this to, or maybe you were sent this by someone else, it's because you're not showing the love. You're acting like you are the main talent and everyone else is in your shadow. It's just not a good mindset. You should put everyone else on a pedestal and you're holding them up. You're the foundation. You're not on top. You're not the king of it all. You're holding them up. My photographer, my producer, my, you know, manager, my sound engineer, my booking agent, I would put them all on a pedestal. I would want them to get the best work they can. I want them to make money doing what they do, doing what they love. And to be able to do that, you have to shout them out. And also, I want them to come back for more. I want them to want to work with me. No one's going to want to work with you if you constantly act like their role is insignificant. And they're going to be like, okay, well then screw you. If a photographer came to me and said, hey, yeah, you want to, you know, shoot this all in 4K, you want like slow motion music video, really amazing lighting, they're like, yeah, it's going to be like, you know, like you're looking at like a $8,000, $10,000 project. I'd be like, okay, it's expensive. Like, go buy all the gear yourself. You're gonna spend more than like 50 grand on all the equipment that they've already spent. And then the time and energy to learn how to use that gear. People will go to the studio and they're just like, wow, wow, the studio times, it's so expensive. It's just like, yeah, well, you know, go to school to learn how to be a sound engineer and recording engineer, and then, you know, buy all the gear to be able to have a proper booth and know how to use that equipment to be able to, you know, get a proper sound. This leads me into my marketing problem that I always have with artists, is just like, they always want to, they'll do it all, and they do everything that I just said, but then they skimp out on the advertisement portion of it. And that's like the number one problem I've had with every musician I've pretty much ever worked with, is everything is like so well done. We finally get over all these hurdles, and then we finally hit the marketing stage, and they're like, I don't need that. If my music's good enough, they'll find it. It's just like, no, that's not how business works. At the end of the day, you're a business. You're trying to make money off of this. You can quit your day job. If it's just a hobby, that's fine. It's just a hobby. Then just don't waste my time. Don't waste everyone else's time acting like you're gonna be like famous off this, or quit your day job off this if you're not gonna treat it like a business. The two major points of a business is networking, and then, you know, marketing and profiting off of your work that you're doing, because you need that awareness and you need those connections, and you need people to appreciate working with you. If no one wants to work with you and no one ever hears your stuff because you don't market and you're, you know, terrible to work with because you don't appreciate other people's talents, you're going to be alone, and this is going to become a hobby. It's going to become a pipe dream very, very quickly for you. So please don't be one of those people. Share the love, you know, and please, like, market your stuff. That's kind of like a tack. I'm just kind of tacking this onto the video here at the end, because I mean, it's important, and it's just another problem that I have. It's kind of minor, but I mean, I'm sending this out to literally every musician I work with, and even a couple of my friends too, just because I really want them to understand how you can apply this video to your life in your own way. Like, there's just so much to this. I could spend like 3 hours talking about it, but I think the point is clear. Please let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, comment. I mean, you know what to do. Watch these videos, subscribe over here. Check out the links in the description, because I got a bunch of links down there, like the music I'm listening to. I got Spotify playlists. But yeah, peace.